legal advisor to the National Council for Iraqi Opposition. Good to have you on the show, sir. We know that the battle over government positions since Abdul Mahdi's resignation in November sort of prevented two previous nominees for Prime Minister from forming a cabinet. This is a new one. It is not starting with a full group. Could it encounter these same difficulties?
First of all, thank you for having me. I think you're absolutely right in identifying that there were two previously failed attempts to form a government. What we had yesterday was the birth of what I call a one-legged government, because there are a number of ministers missing from the cabinet. And the reason that they are missing from this cabinet is because the political parties have not given up fighting over positions under the quota system. And that particular quota system is the very essence as to why there are demonstrations out on the streets in Iraq for nearly over 6 months now. And therefore, I don't think this government is going to achieve anything of benefit to those demonstrating, who should be in the foremost and the mindset of this government, because it is them who is going to bring it into action. Because previously we've had a government that resigned, and the reason why it resigned is because of the pressure that was brought to bear from the streets. At the moment, we have crucial positions that are missing from this government, namely, I would say, the trade, justice, agriculture, and migration. Also, there were quarrels about the foreign ministry and the oil ministry. And those are, of course, extremely sensitive positions. I would say that the reason why this government was born right at the last minute, literally past midnight last night, was, I think, mainly because of a tweet by the American president, who said that invading Iraq and the occupation of Iraq back in 2003 was one of the worst possible decisions that the US made in its history. And therefore, I think that was somewhat of an implicit warning card to the current politicians in Iraq that you should form a government, and if you don't, we might interfere and place a government, or assist you in placing a government that might be functional or be satisfactory to the streets of Iraq that are currently demonstrating against it.
Okay, Salah, I mean, reading into this, my takeaway is that the Prime Minister was unable, or the Prime Minister-designate was unable to choose his own cabinet. It was largely determined by political blocs and parties. It seems to me that this is a strange approach. I'm wondering if it could set a dangerous precedent in the Iraqi political scene.
Well, I think the precedent has already been set years and years ago. In fact, since 2003, political parties has never ceased to quarrel about positions. And that is the problem, as I just said, with the quota system. It will never achieve what the people of Iraq are desiring at the moment, clearly by their demonstrations on the streets. Let us not forget, I think the Iraq is heading towards an extremely difficult time in that it may be declared a bankrupt state in a few months. Will a government that is missing such important ministries, the ones that I've just named, is going to be able to solve these problems? I have grave doubts about that, particularly with the influence of neighboring Iran. Although, of course, I must say that the formation of this government was only facilitated, I think, with the fact that there are a number of armed militias who have somewhat disappeared from the scene after violent clashes with American troops. So I think the situation is changing gradually, but I don't think it's changing on terms that the Iraqi people would like. And let us not forget that the demonstrators have set a deadline to change the entire political system on the 10th of May. So I think there will be an increase in the uprising. And I think that's one of the main reasons why this government was formed, albeit deficiently and inefficiently.
Okay, I mean, first real government in more than 5 months, and I'm sure, as you just mentioned, we'll be facing an array of daunting problems. All right, Salah Hashimi, live for us from London. Thank you for joining us.